My dream to visit the Galapagos Islands. We landed in Baltra at the first ecological airport in the world, greeted by this wonderful land iguana. Delivered by water taxi to our new home for 7 days, the Carina. Every evening, our schedule for the next day was posted. One of our early visits was to meet the giant tortoise. There are 11 species of giant tortoise. During our numerous stops, we found only 4. The only place to see them roaming free is here in the Galapagos. The Galapagos Islands are named after the tortoises, not the other way around. Galapagos tortoises live well over 100 years in the wild. The oldest recorded is said to have lived at least 170 years. Galapagos tortoises can go for a whole year without food or water. Although these animals are very heavy, their shell is not the biggest culprit. The shell is made up of honeycomb-shaped air chambers. While this lightens the load significantly, the tortoise's ability to lift itself is still a sight to behold. I couldn't lift up that shell. Their average walking speed is between 0.16 and 0.18 miles per hour. However, the fastest Galapagos tortoise recorded moved up to half a mile an hour. Males may grow up to 6 foot long and 4.5 feet wide. Females are generally smaller. Males can weigh nearly 600 pounds. Females weigh up to 300 pounds but average 250 pounds. A Galapagos tortoise fight is quite a spectacle. The males will glare at each other, open their mouths, raise their heads as high as tortoisely possible, and then that's it. Highest head wins. The loser will suck his head in and slink away. Their diet consists of leaves, grass, fruit, vines, and cactus, especially prickly pear cactus. When Charles Darwin visited the islands in 1835, there were 15 different types of giant tortoises in the Galapagos. Now there are only 11, and some of these are on the brink of extinction. Galapagos land iguana. Doesn't it look prehistoric? They weigh up to 175 pounds and grow over 3 foot long. Like the Galapagos tortoise, they love the prickly pear cactus. They also eat insects and carrion. Land iguanas are known to live at least 60 years. The males are territorial and aggressively court females, displayed by the rapid nodding of their head. We had tours of some sort every day on land and water. Please join us for a few of the walks. Our guide would prepare us for the walks as mild or easy. Seeing our first marine iguana was quite a thrill. We continued to be thrilled the more we saw. Tagus Cove is a historical pirate getaway dating back from 1814. We didn't agree with our guide that this was a mild hike, only to learn that hikes are different than walks. This is so gorgeous. Hey, here's a fun little hermit crab. And this colorful beauty is the Sally Lightfoot crab, also known as the red rock crab. Origin of the name is still debated, but some say the Sally Lightfoot crab was named after a Caribbean dancer because they are so quick on their feet. They have a symbiotic relationship with the marine iguanas. They eat the parasites and dead skin off of marine iguanas, so the iguana gets a bath and the crab gets a delicious meal. Most days we went out on the Panga for a tour and again for snorkeling. Hopefully you've seen the snorkeling video of this trip I made earlier. Black-tip reef sharks mostly swim in shallow waters. They are very social, typically found in larger groups. These are juveniles. The adults grow to about 6.5 feet long, 200 pounds, typically living longer than 10 years. The Pacific green sea turtles are the only species of turtle that nests on the Galapagos Islands, even though they can be found in a few places around the world. Spotted eagle ray. Lots of jellyfish. We did not go snorkeling that day. Beautiful views along the coast. As we were heading back to Carina, we happened upon a giant manta ray. Look for the wingtips coming out of the water. Manta rays are the largest ray, weighing in at 6,600 pounds. Do you see where he is? And measuring 13 feet across. It is also referred to as devilfish or devil ray because of the unique horns on top of either side of its head. On the boat, we were then entertained by humpback whales.
That's cool.
Well, after so much excitement, it's time to rest. Going to town. This town, Isabella, has a population of about 3,000. Currently, 4 of the Galapagos Islands are inhabited with close to 30,000 people. 150 to 200,000 tourists visit each year. I love cactus and was particularly excited to see the prickly pear tree, lava cactus, and candelabra cactus, all endemic to Galapagos. And don't you just love lizards? I sure do. And our lovable sea lions, called Lobos del Mar in Spanish, which translates as wolves of the sea. Galapagos sea lions are able to dive 100 to 200 feet down and can even hold their breath for 20 minutes. Adult males often bark, and all sea lions are quite vocal. A mother sea lion recognizes her pup's distinct bark. Panga is a favorite napping spot. On the boat again, I just can't wait to get on the boat again, playing with my newfound friends. Can't wait to get on the boat again. And now for the amazing frigate bird. They sleep in the air. They do not land on the water. They steal fish. And the males puff up their red chest for mating. The Galapagos penguin at the equator? Wow. One of my favorites is the flightless cormorant, evolved from its island habitat. A tourist favorite is the blue-footed booby. The females choose their mate based on the color of blue of their feet. As we round this corner, we are in for a real treat. The brown pelican breeding ground with lots of chicks in the nest. stunning greater blue heron. My burning desire to come to the Galapagos were for two main creatures, the giant tortoise and the iguanas. Now we are going to visit the marine iguanas, which flourish and exist only in the Galapagos. I was in absolute heaven. Galapagos marine iguanas are the only iguanas that feed and swim in the ocean. They feed mainly on seaweed and algae. The adults will dive up to 9 feet deep to graze on seaweed that's anchored to the rocks. Marine iguanas cannot breathe underwater. They generally dive for 30 to 40 minutes, but can hold their breath for even longer. Because they eat in salt water, they have to get the salt out somehow, so they sneeze and snort all over the place. The salt ends up hitting the top of their head and back, accounting for that white color. Yes, it's a good day. Until next time.